Paper number 1319. Now in this paper number 1319 question numbers 1, 2, 3. These three are based on coding and decoding. Now in this coding and decoding, first we need to identify the word and its code. Now if you compare the first and the second, they are very intelligent and you are welcome. Now the word which is common between these two is R, and the code which is common between these two is NA. NA is common. Hence the code to the word R is NA. Next compare the first and the third. Then they very intelligent. Here intelligent is the word which is common. As intelligent is common, then tell me what is the code which is common between these two. KADA, LA is common between these two. And the code to the word intelligent is LA. Then the first and the fourth, if you compare these two, they welcome intelligent student. Intelligent, you already know the code to this one, that is LA. And they welcome students. They is the word which is common. And the code which is common between these two is HOPA. HO is common. And the code to the word they is HO. Now in the first statement which is left over here very, and the code which is left over is PA, and the code to the word very is PA, isn't it? Then compare the second and the third. You welcome, and compare the second and the fourth. Welcome is the word which is common between these two, and the code which is common between these two is, and second and pit. Pit is the code to the word welcome, PIT pit. Next one, U is left over here in the second statement, and the code which is left over is SA, and the code to the word U is SA. Next one, who and is. Now who and is nowhere given, hence two codes will be there. And to this word students, what is the code here? Students is ODA is the code. Now for these two words who and is, now these two were not repeated in any of the remaining statements, and the code can be either KA or DA. Now these are the words and their corresponding codes. Then which of the following means students in the code? Students is OD, choice 1. Then coming to question number 2, which of the following means very? The code to the word very is PA, choice 1 again. Then question number 3, which of the following statements is are redundant to answer the above questions? Redundant means which is not required. Tell me which statement is not required here? No, the third one is not required. Why the third one is not required here? Now intelligent, we can able to get the code with the help of these two, isn't it? As intelligent can be found here, who and is, anyhow we cannot able to identify the code to this one, and statement 3 is redundant. Clear enough? Second one. Now if you take second here, you are and welcome. How can you get the code to this word welcome if second is not there? Second లేకపోతే మనకి welcome కి code వస్తుందా? Now second and fourth welcome is the word which is common. Now here in the third one, if you observe here, intelligent without condition number 2. Now let us take for example, if this is not given, then intelligent here, isn't it? They and intelligent, and R is the word which is common, isn't it? R is the word which is common between these two. Then we can able to identify the code to the word R. We can able to find out the code for intelligent. Now they is common between these two. We can get the code for they as well, isn't it? Then very we are getting the answer. By comparing these two, we'll get the code for welcome. U is left over. The code to this word U can be identified. Student is also there, isn't it? Hence without this statement 3, I can able to determine the codes for all the given words. But with the help of 3, anyhow these two who and is cannot be identified, and the intelligent can be identified with the remaining, hence 3 is not required. Redundant means which is not necessary. Then question number 4. Now 4 and 5. Now fourth one, 489, read from paper. Which of the following is the code for T? Now in order to get the code to this word T, now T is there in the second statement, from and from, And what is the code? 4 is the code. And Assam and paper. Assam and paper. From is there at the first two. News and paper. The code to the word paper can be identified, isn't it? As paper is identified, what is the code here? 8 is the code for this paper. Then what is the code for this T? T can be either 7 or 6 in any order. 7 or 6, choice 4. Then question number 5. Now in the fifth one, which of the following is the code for paper? Now paper is there in the first and the second. Third statement. Now news is not there. By comparing the first and the third, paper is the only word which is common, and the code which is common is 8, and the code to the word paper is 8, choice 2. Now this is about question numbers 1 to 5. As question number 6 to 10, done? Now in this question number 6 to 10, now how many steps are there? There are 7 words, 4 steps are there, and at the same time, and so on. What do you mean by this and so on? In the class we discussed about this model. And so on means it keep on repeating, isn't it? And that means this process will be continued forever. As the process is continued forever, then we need to identify the pattern between input and step 1 and input and step 1 and step 2 and so on. And for step 1, input is the input, and for step 2, step 1 is the input. For step 3, step 2 is input. Step 4 can be arrived from step 3 and so on. The very next step will be arrived from that step itself. Then, hence in these type of questions earlier we have discussed about this one. We need to given the numbering. Yes, what is the numbering here in the input? Now tell me the input numbering. Happy New Year, Happy New Year to all, Happy New Year to all our readers, to all our readers. Now if I give the numbering to this one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Then what about step 1 here? Step 1 year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New all our readers too, all our readers too. Now find out the relation between these two. Which word is coming to the first place? Third word. And a H is there in the first one, 3, 1. N is what? N is 2, 3, 1, 2. Next one, 5, 6, 7, 4. Now this is from input to step 1. Then again if you observe here, input to step 1, third word is coming to the first place. But whereas from step 1 to step 2, third word is not coming to the first place. That means this 3, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 4 is not repeating in the next one. That means there is one more order is there. Then what is the order from step 1 to step 2? Now if you take this is a step 1, now this is give the numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you take this as the numbering, then which word is coming to the first, second place? All. All, what is the number of this all? All is 4. And since step 2, the order is 4. Next one, 1. Next one is what? 2. Next, 3. Are you following this one or not? Now, fourth word is coming to the first place. First word going to the second place. Second word going to the third place. And next one. New, third word going to the next place. 4, 1, 2, 3. Next one, readers. Readers is 6. 4, 1, 2, 3, 6 as it is. And 2 and hour. 2 is 4, isn't it? 2 is 7. Hour is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th place. Now there are two sequences in this one. The first sequence is 3, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 4. And the second one is 4, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 5. And again from step 2 to step 3 if you observe here. Now observe in this case. Step 2 to step 3. Now which is coming to the first place? 3. Happy is there at the third place, 3 is coming. All is there at the first place, this is 1. First one is 3, this is 1. Year is 2, 3, 1, 2. And readers is 5. And 2 is 6. Hour is 7. New is 4. What is the order here? 3, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 4 is nothing but first one. Then again step 3 to step 4 if you observe here, 3 to 4. And readers is coming to the first place, that is fourth word coming to the first place. Happy, first word going to the second place. all second word shifted to the third place. Here, third word shifted to the fourth place, that means 4, 1, 2, 3. Our, that is sixth word, and a new 7, and 2 is 5. What is order here? Again 4, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 5. Hence the logic is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is written as 3, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 4. Next one 4, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 5. Again 3, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 4. Next one 4, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. And keep on, you need to work out. Till we got the input 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. As 7 elements are there, all these elements are different positions. Hence, 7 plus 7, in total 14 steps are required to get the final output. Uchinda ekkada ochindi 14 lo ochindha antavaraku cheyaleru chesara. Now 14th step you will get as the input. Okay, please work out this one at your home. Write down all the 14 steps. Still, if you could not able to crack this, tomorrow if I could able to find some time, I will explain that one in the class. Okay, meeku raakapothe nenu explain chesta. What is your batch number? Done? Next one, this is about question number 6 to 10. Now for most of these students are new students. For the new students, the topic has been completed, has not been completed in the class, isn't it? And that is the reason why there is a small confusion in this. In the class, I will discuss this one second. Okay, this model in particular. Then next one, question numbers 11 to 15. Yes, 11 to 15. First write down this order 3, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 5. Yes, 11 to 15. Coded inequalities. Done with this one, or shall I explain these questions 11 to 15? Quick. Yes, anyone please 11 to 15. Chesara cheppanta. 11 to 15. Then 16 to 20. Because today there were some good puzzles to discuss, isn't it? And so we need some more time. And 16 to 20, there are 5 friends. Who are the friends? A, B, C, D, and E are the 5 friends. Now these 5 friends, now tell me how many parameters are there. One is the profession is given, locality is given, and the religion is given, isn't it? Hence we have n number of possibilities, isn't it? And the ages is also given. 4 parameters, the eldest and the youngest is given or not. Hence 4 parameters, hence it comes under distribution. And in the case of distribution, first let us fix the persons like this, A, B, C, D, and E. Clear? And one is this one. Next one, the locality in which they lives. That is one of the parameter. Next one, the profession. The profession. After this profession, next one, religion. Clear now? And finally, the ages. Ages can be written at the last. Now listen this very carefully. Now condition number 1. Well, there are 5 friends. 2 of them are businessmen. How many people belongs to business? There are 2 businessmen. And the remaining people are what? Belong to 3 different professions, medical, engineering, and legal. One is medical, another one is engineering, and another one is lawyer. And these are the 5 professions. And these 5 persons, a businessman and the lawyer stay in locality S. In locality S, there are 2 people who are staying. Who are those 2? One is a lawyer and another one is businessman. Now business and a lawyer are in S. And the other 3 stay in different P, Q, and R. And the other 3 persons stay in P, Q, and R localities. 2 of these 5 persons are Hindus. How many are Hindus? There are 2 Hindus and the remaining from one is Muslim, Christian, and another one is a Sikh. Now this is what the information given, the description of this puzzle. Then coming to the first information, the lawyer is the oldest in the age. Lawyer is the oldest in the age means, now let us take 1. 1 is the eldest, 5 is the youngest. Lawyer is the eldest, while the businessman who runs a factory. There are 2 businessmen. One is businessman who runs a factory, and there is one more else. The businessman who runs a factory is the youngest, that is the 5. The other businessman who is a cloth merchant. Who is the other businessman? One is cloth merchant, and the other one who runs an factory. The other businessman is a cloth merchant and lies between the doctor and the lawyer. And D is a cloth merchant. D, what is the profession here? Businessman. Businessman, the 2, cloth merchant. Businessman, cloth merchant, D. The businessman, cloth merchant, and stays in locality S, and stays in locality S, and D is a cloth merchant and stays in locality S, where E is a Muslim. E, a Muslim, religion is Muslim. E is a Muslim and stays in locality R, locality R. The doctor is a Christian and stays in locality P. P, Christian, locality P, Christian, and is a doctor. B is a Sikh. B, the religion is Sikh. B is a Sikh, while A is a Hindu. While A is a Hindu, isn't it? B is a Sikh, while A is a Hindu, and runs a factory. As this person runs a factory, this person is a businessman. Now this businessman runs a factory. As this businessman runs a factory, and he is the youngest among all this. First information is given. Lawyer is the eldest, and the businessman who runs a factory is the youngest. Now this person is the youngest. Clear now? Then we have one more information. What is that information here? Doctor, Christian, and stays in locality P. Now, there is only one Christian among these 5. And out of which, can this person be Christian, tell me? No, why? If this person is a Christian, that person must be a doctor, which is not possible. And this person cannot be a Christian. Then who is a Christian here? This C is a Christian. As C is a Christian, he lives in locality P, isn't it? And what is the profession here? The profession is the doctor, isn't it? And next one, profession doctor. D is a cloth merchant and stays in locality S. Then, for the persons who are staying in locality S, one is the businessman and another one is the lawyer, isn't it? Businessman and the lawyer. Now the businessman who runs a factory. The businessman who runs a factory, and who is that person? The businessman who, the lawyer is the oldest, PQR. Then tell me who are the persons in S. R, the other businessman is a doctor and lies between. The lawyer is the oldest in the age, while businessman is the youngest. Other businessman, cloth merchant, lies between doctor and lawyer age-wise. D is a cloth merchant and stays in locality S. Now here in the description it is given. A businessman and the lawyer, a businessman and the lawyer live in the same locality S. Lawyer lives in locality S. As the lawyer lives in locality S, tell me who is the lawyer here? B is the lawyer. As B is the lawyer, this person stays in locality S. 2 persons are in S. Now we are left with only Q. Q will be here. And businessman, lawyer, doctor were done. Now we are left with whom? Engineer. Now who is the engineer here? R is an engineer. Hindu, 2 Hindus should be there. Hence the other Hindu is the businessman who runs a cloth merchant. Clear now? Now out of which, what is the ages who can able to determine? Now one is the lawyer oldest, and who runs a factory is the, and lawyer. Lawyer is the oldest. And the other businessman is a cloth merchant, lies between, okay? The other businessman, cloth merchant, lies between whom? Lies between doctor and the lawyer. Between the doctor and the lawyer. Between the doctor and the lawyer, this person must be there. Between doctor and lawyer, then what is the position of this one? Doctor and a lawyer. And lawyer is 1, doctor is 3, this person is 2, the other person must be 4. Clear now? It seems to be a difficult, but whereas it is very easy. The only thing is what? How to represent the data. Clear now? Tell me how many times we read the information? We read the information only once, isn't it? Accordingly, we should represent the data. Hence, in the entire distribution, we discuss about only the representation part. Question number 16 to 20. I'll write down this one. Clear now? Now, particularly to these new students, after going to your home, work out this one at least 2 to 3 times on your own. Means something again, because I have given the solution. Then compare the solution. Okay? Then, shall I start with the next one, 21 to 25? Askunara leda? Then question numbers 21 to 25. Alabama and Texas decide to have joint committees to probe match fixing allegations against their baseball players. It is agreed that each committee would consist of only 3 sports persons, of which, now how many sports persons should be there? There must be exactly 3, out of which from 2 from one side, 1 from the other side, and 2 is from where? 2 is from Alabama, isn't it? 2 is from Alabama, and 1 is from, and what is the other here? Each committee, 3 which should have Alabama. Besides, no committee has 2 members with the same sport. Alabama is represented by the following, and from Texas. The next one is Texas. How many persons should be from Texas? There must be only 1 person from this Texas. 2 persons among these 3 persons in that committee, 2 persons must be from Alabama, 1 must be from Texas. Then, besides, no committee has 2 members associated with the same sport. That means all these 3 members of this committee must belong to 3 different games, 3 different sports. That is the main information in this. Then, and Alabama is represented by the following sportsmen. A, who is A? The baseball player. Next one, B, a soccer player, soccer. And next one, C, a rugby player. And so how many persons are there? There are 3 persons. Among these 3 persons, A, B, and C, we should always finalize 2 persons, select 2 persons. Then, and regarding this one, Texas, from Texas, we have the following. D, who plays soccer? D is soccer. Next one, E, who plays hockey? Next one, F and G, baseballers. F and G, both these 2 persons are baseballers. This is what the information provided. Now, these selection type of questions, the final arrangement cannot be drawn. For each and every question, there is a separate condition will be given. According to that condition, we need to solve the problem. Okay? Then, now in this question number 21st, which of the following represents a committee properly composed? Among the following, which is the proper committee? Tell me whether we can have B, C, and E or not. B and C are from Alabama, 2 persons from Alabama, that is fine. And E is from Texas. The first condition, 2 from Alabama, 1 from Texas is valid. Then this B and C, soccer and rugby, and E is hockey. These 3 persons belongs to 3 different sports, and so all the conditions were satisfied or not. Hence, BCE is a possible committee. Then if you check out choice 2, B, C and D, 3 different, but whereas B and D belongs to the same sport, soccer. Hence, choice 2 cannot be wrong. Similarly, you can able to eliminate the remaining choices. Done with this? Then question number 22. Which of the following may serve with G? May serve with G. Now, G is what? G is baseball player. If this baseball player is there, can A be along with this G? No, because A is also baseball player, hence A cannot be. If A cannot be here, 1 person among these 3 cannot be from Alabama, and the remaining B and C must be from Alabama, isn't it? One is from Texas, that is G. The remaining 2 persons, B and C. Check out the games. One is baseball, soccer, and rugby. Then what is your answer here? Which of the following may serve with G? Both B and C, choice 2. Done with this? Then question number 23. Yes, is there any difficulty of solving this question? Isn't it? It's completely based on the statements only. Then first one, which of the following must be true? If A cannot serve in a committee, that means A cannot be here. A cannot be here, B and C must be here. If B and C is here, then D cannot be here. Why D cannot be here? Because B is soccer, D is against soccer, D cannot be here. Then C must serve in that committee, true or false? Yes, that will obviously be true. If A is not in that committee, now 3 persons from this Alabama, B and C must be in that one is true. Second, if A cannot serve in a committee, if A cannot serve in a committee, then B and C must be there. If B and C were there, B plays soccer, then D is also soccer, hence D cannot be along with B and C. Hence D cannot be assigned to that committee, true or false? And this is again true. If A serves on a committee, that means baseball. That means F and G cannot be in that committee, isn't it? And G must be assigned in that committee. Can G be in that one? No. Hence this is wrong. Then what is your answer? Only 1 and 2, choice 4. And this is about question number 23. Then coming to 24, if C is not available, then A and B must be in that committee. If A and B is there, as B is there, D cannot be here. A is there, F and G cannot be there. Then who is the other person left over here? E is the only other person left over. Then which of the following must be on the committee? Now see the word must. Must mean there is only one possibility here. What is that possibility? A, B and E. Isn't it? A and E. That is choice 3. Done with this? Then question number 25. Now in this 25, which of the following must be true? D and F never serve on the committee, true or false? It is true. Why it is true? Because 2 persons from Texas cannot be there. Isn't it? Only 1 person from Texas, and 2 persons should not be there. And this is definitely true. Cannot serve on the same committee. When D serves, then C must serve. When D is serving, it is true or not? When D serves, he is playing soccer. B should not be in that committee. Then A and C must be in that committee. Then C must serve. This is also true. Isn't it? Then coming to the third. F and E are always on the same committee. F and E should never be in the same committee because 2 persons from Texas is ruled out. Then what is your answer? Only 1 and 2. That is choice 4. Done with this? Question number 25. Choice 4 is the answer. Clear? Now in this one we haven't finalized the final selection. For each and every question there is a separate condition. Now we are checking out whether the condition is satisfied or not. Then 26 to 30. Now if you observe here in this paper, almost all the questions are of a different model, isn't it? Unlike the previous set of questions. Then question number 26 to 30. There are 4 types of cards. What are those 4 types? King, Queen, Jack and Ace. And all the 4 types of cards are available in 4 categories. What are those 4 categories? Spade, heart, club, diamond. Isn't it? Hence tell me how many cards are available. How many cards are available? 16 cards are available. Why 16? King, Queen, Jack, Ace. In each of this one there is a King spade, King heart, King club, King diamond. Similarly all this. Hence 4 into 4 we are having some 16. As 16 are there, now we need to finalize 16 possible spaces. Then how to finalize this one? Then these are to be distributed among the 4 players. Only 4 players are there. As 4 players are there, now I am fixing this like this. King, spade, then tell me what are the other? Jack and Ace. And similarly in this one, spade, heart, club and diamond. In the same order we can take. You can fix. queen. Now king, spade, jack, ace, or queen, jack, ace. King, queen, jack, and ace. King, queen, jack, and ace. There is no spade at all, isn't it? Then king, queen, acha, spade is there in this one category. King, queen, heart and club, isn't it? King, queen, jack, ace, spade, heart, club, and diamond. Now you can fix any two parameters, one at the left hand side and one at the right hand side. Need not necessarily be only these two. You can fix A, B, C D at the left hand side, then you can fix the remainder. But whereas, now we need to have how many spaces? 16 spaces. Have 16 spaces are there, it is always advisable for us to leave A, B, C, D only. Because A, B, C, D will occupy very less space, and we can easily identify which is repeated and which cannot be repeated. Follow avutunnara leda? Now you can able to identify the advantage of this one after solving this question. Then, yes, tell me what is the first information here. There are to be distributed among 4 players. All players get all types and all categories. That means A is having spade, heart, club, diamond. At the same time, king, queen, jack, ace. Each person is having different cards and different types of as well. Then, condition number 2. Now, condition number 3, A gets king of club. King, where is king? King is here, club is here, hence this must be A. Are you following this one or not? Don't write anything. I will give time afterwards, you can write at that time. A gets king, club. That means the area which is common for these two, king and club, that is A. A gets king of club, D gets queen of heart. Queen is here, heart is here, the common between these two is D. D gets queen of heart. B and C get jack of spade. Jack of spade, respectively is the word given, hence B will be here. And B gets jack of spade, and C gets ace of diamond. C gets ace of diamond. This is what the information given. D does not get jack of diamond. D does not get jack of diamond. D cannot be at this place. Are you following this one or not? Now listen this carefully. D cannot be at this place. As C is already here, C cannot be at this place. Are you following this one or not? B cannot be at this place, tell me or not? S or not? S. Why it is S? B is already here, hence it cannot be repeated. That means no letter should be repeated along the row wise and along the column wise. Now here D cannot be here, B cannot be here, C cannot be here. Then what is the only thing left over? A is left over. If A is left over, now A and C were completed. Now we are left with B and D. Can D be at this place? No, D is repeated in the queen heart. As D cannot be here, D will be here. If D is here, B will be here. Done with this? Now one is finalized. Now we need to identify the remaining. Now at this place. A is already done. Then which can be at this place? Tell me here. At this place. C cannot be here. A cannot be here, isn't it? Either B or D can be here. Okay? Now, coming to this queen. Now in this queen, B and D were already there. Now we need to have A and C. A cannot be at this place, and see here it must be C. If it is C, this must be A. Done with this? Then A and C were done. Now coming to this jack. B and A were completed. Now we are left with C and D. D cannot be here, and C is here. C cannot be here, D will be here. Then coming to this one, A, C, D were done, the left over will be B. B and C were done. Now we need to have D. D cannot be at this place. A is here. If A is here, D will be here. Then in this one, A, B, D were done. This is C. A, C, D done. This is B. అయిపోయిందండి. ఓ ముగ్గులు వేసుకున్నట్టు ఉంది. Isn't it? Clear? Now this is what we call it as a Sudoku puzzle. The Sudoku also will work out in the same. Now rather than representing this A, B, C, D, if you left over the space for this king, queen, jack, ace, it will be very difficult. Why? Because if you write king here, then again we should check out whether king is repeated. We cannot able to analyze fastly. A, B, C, D, A, hence it is D. Okay? And this entire puzzle is based on how we are representing the data. After going to your home, work out this one again on your own. And this is about question numbers 26 to 31. Write down this arrangement. Then let us discuss about 32 to 35. Has completed writing this? Then question numbers 32 to 35. Now in this 32 to 35, how many persons are there? 9 persons. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H and I, looking for adventure, decided to float down a nearby river on raft. 3 rafts were identified. And what are those 3? 1, 2 and 3. There are 3 rafts. Were constructed from bundles of reeds tied with vines. A destination down the river was identified and the 3 rafts were launched. That means now they are moving along with this water. Then one of the rafts passing under a bridge. One of the raft which is passing under the bridge was pulled underwater by a trawl. It was pulled by a trawl, isn't it? Underwater. And the 3 occupants were able to swim to safely, isn't it? Then the other one raft became waterlogged mid-trip. In the mid-trip, one raft was waterlogged and 3 occupants had to be breached, isn't it? Then only one raft arrived at the predetermined destination. Among these 3, one was waterlogged and another one was pulled by a trawl and one reached safely. In each of these rafts, how many persons are there? 3 persons are there. Now we need to find out who are traveling in which raft and whether they were reached safely or waterlogged and so on. Then neither D, E and F was on raft 2. Now in this raft 2, tell me who are the persons here? D, E and F cannot be in this raft 2. D, E and F cannot be in raft 2. D, E and F cannot be in this raft 2. And nor were all the 3 are on the same raft. All these D, E and F were not on the same raft. Then G and B are on the same raft. G and B are on the same raft. It was not the one became waterlogged, but not in waterlogged. G and B same but not in waterlogged. I, whose raft was not pulled by underwater by the trawl, was not on the same raft as DRE. I is not along with D and E, and this I is in which one? Not I whose was not pulled by underwater, okay? Not pulled by underwater trawl. Then I whose raft was not pulled underwater by the trawl was not on the same raft as DRE. A and E were on the same raft. A and E were on the same raft, and it was not the one became waterlogged, but not waterlogged. Hence, waterlogged cannot be A and E, cannot be G and B. And all the 3 people, D, E and F cannot be in the same. And A and E were on the same, it was not, became waterlogged. D was on raft 3. Now we have fixed this D at this place. If D is on raft 3, then along with H, H is also there. D and H were there here. As D and H were there, then C was not on raft that was pulled underwater by the trawl. And C was also not on the trawl. C is not trawl as well. Now this is what the information we have, isn't it? Then tell me how to finalize the given data. Now D and H were there, A and E were together, G and B were also together, isn't it? As G and B were together, G and B cannot be in raft 3, A and E cannot be in raft 3, both these two persons cannot be in raft, isn't it? In the same raft, because 4 persons will be there. Hence, tell me where can this A be? Where can this A be? Now E cannot be here, E cannot be in raft 3, hence E must be in raft 1. If E is here, A and E were in the same raft, A will also be here. If A and E were in raft 1, then D and H, then the G and B must be in raft B and G. Are you following this one or not? Now we could able to finalize 6 persons. Now D, E and F, all these 3 persons are what? We are not in the same raft. Then troll. I is not along with D and E. As I is not, no. I whose raft was not full was not on the same raft with either D or E. I cannot be in 1, I cannot be in 3, hence I must be in 2. BGI is fine. Now D and H. Then any other information here? And troll, D and E cannot be I. I is in what? I is not in troll, isn't it? I is not in troll, which was pulled by the troll. I and C is also not in the troll. As C is not in the troll, then tell me where should this C be? As who are the persons left over? C is one, F is the other. C and F. C was not on the raft which was pulled underwater by the trawl. Now, underwater by the trawl. Now, trawl cannot be C, trawl cannot be D, trawl cannot be E, isn't it? Trawl cannot be C, cannot be D, cannot be E, isn't it? Then, follow అవుతున్నారా లేదండి? Neither DEF nor were along the same. G and B were on the same. It was not one that becomes waterlogged. D and G and B, this is not waterlogged. Waterlogged, this is ruled out, isn't it? And where is C? C was not on the raft which was underwater by the trawl. Waterlogged is different, this is different. I whose raft was not pulled by underwater. Underwater cannot be here. Underwater by the trawl. Trawl cannot be here as well. As waterlog and trawl cannot be here, and this must be the trawl, the raft which reached safely. And these 3 persons reached safely. Then, now whatever this C was not on the same raft as D or E, I whose raft was not pulled by underwater was not. A and E were on the same raft. It was not one that became waterlogged. A and E is not waterlogged, and this is waterlogged. If this is waterlogged, and then C was not on the raft that was pulled by underwater, and this must be pulled by underwater, isn't it? This must be pulled by what? Underwater trawl. And C cannot be here, C must be here. If C is here, F will be here. Done with this? Underwater pulled by trawl, E, A and F safely reached the destination, BGI, and a waterlogged, that is DHC. 32 to 35. Then question numbers 36 to 40. Shall I start with the next one? Now 36 to 40. Now in this 36 to 40, tell me what is the information here. There are 5 married couples. in a family and there is a child to every couple, and there is a child to every couple. Ages of children were given 3, 5, 6. There is a child to every couple. That means 5 married couples means 5 males, 5 husbands, 5 wives, and 5 children. Now, first let us take men, next one women, isn't it? Next one children. Now we need to identify the children's age. Age of the children were given. And what are the names here? There are 5 married couple. Ages of children 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. And names of males MNOPQ, MNOPQ. Now we can fix MNOPQ. And females, who are the females here? GHIJK, GHIJK are the females, and ABCDE are the children. Now this is what the information we have. Clear now? Men, women, and children. MNOPQ are the men. Name of females, GHIJK. Name of M's child. Name of M's child is not C. C cannot be here. Are you following this one or not? Name of M's child cannot be C. C cannot be at this place. That means C cannot be here. C cannot be here. Then, what is the other information here? And name of M child is not C and E. And C and E cannot be in this place. E. And he is not the eldest and the youngest. He is not the eldest and the youngest. It cannot be 3 and 9. It cannot be 3, cannot be 9. Isn't it? Cannot be 3 and 9. Next one. Age of I's child is 6 years. I is 6 years old. I's child 6 years old. And her husband is one among NOQ. And her husband is one among NOQ. Hence, I cannot be at this place. I cannot be NOQ. I cannot be here. Which implies that 6 cannot be at this place. Are you following or not? 3, 9, 6 cannot be here. Hence 4 or 5 must be here. Then I child and her husband is one among NO and Q. Age of D is 3 years. D is how many years? D is 3 years. Age of D is 3 years. As 3-year-old cannot be here, D cannot be here. Age of D is 3-year-old, but she is not a child of O, and D cannot be here as well. D and 3 cannot be here. D cannot be the child of M, cannot be the child of O as well. D is 3-year-old, but she is not a child of O, and D can be the child of either N, P or Q. Then A's is a multiple of 3. As A's is a multiple of 3, A should be either 6 or 9, out of which 6 is not possible, because 6 can be possible. I is different and A is different, isn't it? Now this A can be either 6 or 9. But C is not a child of M and G. Now A is not a child of M and G. Now A cannot be here, M and G. A cannot be the child of M and G, M and G. Now tell me, now who can be the child of this M? A cannot be here, D cannot be here, C cannot be here, E cannot be here. Then who is the other person? B must be here, isn't it? As B is here, then what is the age of this B? Now I cannot be here, isn't it? Next one. A's age is a multiple of 3, but she is not a child of M and G, but not a child of M and G. M and G means G cannot be here as well, isn't it? Cannot be the child of G, cannot be the child of this M is not the husband of I and G. Next one. What is the next information here? Age of D is 3 years, but she is not the child. A's age is a multiple of 3. H's husband is either O or Q. H's husband is either O or Q. H can be here or H can be here. Only two possibilities. H's husband is either O or Q. Age of K's child is 5 years. But name of child is not B. That means K cannot be here. K cannot be here. H also cannot be here. Isn't it? Because H is the wife of either O or Q. Hence, out of it G, H, I, J, K, G, H, I, K cannot be here. Then who must be at this place? J must be at this place. Are you following this one or not? M, J, B. Then G is the wife of O. As G is the wife of O, G must be at this place. If G is here, then H will be here. If H is here, then where should this I? I must be, where should this I? I cannot be P. I cannot be the wife of P, isn't it? I cannot be the wife of P. Hence, I must be the wife of N. If I is the wife of N, then G, H, I, J and K must be at this place. Done with this? Then I's child is 6 years old, and this B cannot be, B's child cannot be, B cannot be 3, 6 and 9, and this person must be either 5 or 4. Age of K's child is 5 years. 5 is here. If 5 is here, hence this cannot be 3, cannot be 6, cannot be 9, cannot be 5. Hence B is 4 years old. 4, 6, 5 done. Then A's age is multiple of 3. A's age is multiple of 3. G is the wife of O. Then age of D is 3 years. Age of D is 3 years. As age of D is 3 years, D is 3. Hence, where can we fix this D and 3? D and 3 cannot be at this place clearly given. Hence, D must be here, 3 is here. D and 3 is here. Now, we are left with what? 9, 6 and 9. Now, in this 6 and 9, who can be 6? A can be 6, isn't it? I is 6, I's child is 6. I's child ikkada A undachchu kadamma. ఇంతకు ముందు కూడా అదే కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అయ్యారు. I's child A ఉండొచ్చు. A ఎక్కడైనా ఉండొచ్చు. This must be 9. A can be here as well, isn't it? Hence, A can be either 6 or 9. Now, let us go through the information once again. There are 5 married couple. Name of M child is not C. M's child is not C. And next one, and E, and he is not the eldest. Name of M's child is not the eldest and the youngest, not C and E. C and E cannot be M's child, and he is not the eldest and the youngest. Age of I's child is 6 years, and her husband is one among N, O and Q. Age of D is 3 years, but she is not the child of O, isn't it? Child of O. A's age is a multiple of 3, but she is not the child of M and G. Now, A is not the child of M and G clearly given. Hence, A cannot be 9, A must be here, isn't it? If A is here, then B, A, D were done. Now, we are left with C and E. Then, multiple of 9. What is multiple of 9? Multiple of 3. Age of D is 3 years, but she is not. A's age is multiple of 3, but she is not a child of both M and G. H's husband is O or Q. Age of K's child is 5 years old, but is not the, but name of child is not B. And B and E. E cannot be here, hence E must be here. If E is here, C is here. Completed? Now, this is about question numbers 36 to 40. As done with this? Then we are left with 46 to 45 and 41 to 50. Now question number 41 to 45. Done with this, completed? As question numbers 41 to 45, any doubts in these 5? 46 to 50? Clear these two? As question numbers 45 to, okay? And the next is quant. Do you have the number series in this one? Any doubts in this 5 number series? No clear? Fine. And the next is quant. Sir is already waiting outside. Okay.